this man immediately gets a glizzy and puts his dad on a t-shirt. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. For me, Doflamingo is my One Piece GOAT.
Last night.
He also had the cleanest glow up in the series.
What the hell? City was made, yeah.
This man is really the embodiment of Black Air Force energy. Because anywhere this man goes, death, destruction, and disrespect follow. You know there are those characters that are evil, but you can still see the goodness in them. Doflamingo is not one of these characters. This man was born to be a menace to society. It all starts when Doflamingo's dad decides to give up his status as a celestial dragon, which includes but is not limited to slavery, senseless murder, bigotry, and extreme superiority complex, shooting people that walk in front of you, not wanting to breathe the same air as those beneath you. So once they leave the holy land of the celestial dragons, the first thing this man says is, "Where the slaves at?"
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
And his dad is like, "We're gonna live as regular humans and live a rich life, just not money rich." And Doflamingo's looking at him like, "What did this goofy ass dude just say?" So they head to the market and everybody freaks out since they're celestial dragons. But Doflamingo's dad is like, "I've given up my title as a celestial dragon and I want to be friends with everyone." Until this little demon started spazzing out. Bro really threatened to get the glizzy out because somebody cut in front of him. So they immediately burn down Doflamingo's family's mansion and start hunting them. And I can't help but feel like if this goofy didn't spaz out like that, things might have played out a little bit differently. But you know, you can't be repping your set when you're in op territory. And these people really were not playing any game. They said, "We're gonna get centuries worth of revenge out of that family." So Doflamingo and his family are on the run, and his dad tries to call the other celestial dragons to head back to the island.
Wait till you see the. No.
While on the run, their living conditions weren't optimal. Their mom dies. And Dofi is just looking at his dad, mad as hell. Remember this. So Doflamingo and his brother and dad get captured. Then they hang the three of them over a fire blindfolded and start shooting arrows at them. Nah, bruh, this scene was pretty metal. Like, when you give a character as evil as Doflamingo childhood trauma, you're doing some extra shit. Dofi's up there and he starts hitting them with what I'd like to call the Thorfinn special. And promises to kill everybody there after he survives. This man then hits him with some Conqueror's Hockey, which causes the entire crowd to pass out. So the three of them survive, and this man immediately gets a glizzy and puts his dad on a t-shirt. So Doflamingo hears that Law and Luffy are destroying his factories on Punk Hazard. This demon decides he's gonna head over there, and he starts using his powers to straight up fly from island to island. Like, dude is on some season 8 Game of Thrones type traveling speeds. So when Doflamingo gets there, he immediately hits everybody with the fodder repel. I mean, he hits everybody with Conqueror's Hockey, so all the tier 3 fodder pass out. So Doflamingo sees that Luffy and Law aren't there, and then he uses his powers to control the bodies of some of the tier 1 fodders, and disrespectfully makes them use their second amendment. Smoker hops in so Doflamingo doesn't murk any more of his men, and they start running the ones. They start fighting, and Smoker was pretty much outclassed the entire time and was the only one taking damage. But the fight gets stopped short since the tier 1 and tier 2 fodder are like, "Third party's my last name."
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So Smoker runs in front of them and takes a mean slash for the team. And bro, Smoker is out for the count after getting hit by that attack. And you already know Doflamingo's here with the disrespect and grabs this man's neck. And before he sends this man to the Shadow Realm, a whole Navy Admiral pulls up. For the first time, Doflamingo wants no smoke and decides to leave for Dressrosa. So Law has one of Doflamingo's crew as a hostage, and this man has some bad blood with Doflamingo.
約束が違うよ、クラさん。殺されねえって言ったよな。Hey, who left this bowl of onions here?
So they start running the ones, and Dofi hits this man with a crazy looking dodge. After a bit, Doflamingo's kind of running this fight and is throwing some slashes mid-air at this man. So then Law sends a pillar straight for this man. And Doflamingo turned around and said, "Get that weak shit out of here." But it was a trap, and Law sends like 15 more pillars for this man's neck. And I was like, damn, Law really played that man like a fiddle right there. But it turns out this man didn't take a lick of damage.
What's this, you fucking piece of shit?
So then Law TP's behind him, trying to end this fight quick, but Doflamingo turns around and clashes with him, and Law actually ends up cutting this man. I was like, okay, I see you. This man immediately pops that man in the chin. So Doflamingo is feeling good and immediately rushes Law, and he whips out this one move, Bullet String, because you know how Doflamingo feels about his Second Amendment rights, and proceeds to just start nailing this man. And after Law runs out of steam, tries to use his powers, but then Doflamingo proceeds to walk up to this man until he gets a phone call, and this man is so disrespectful. He actually picks up the call. So Law runs at him, and he just falls in pain and starts rolling around in agony while this man's taking a phone call. Oh nah, bruh. After that, I would have to. So Doflamingo walks up, then gives this man the most painful looking slash. And that's not even the worst of it. He brings Law in front of everybody in Just Roses so he can execute him publicly. Doflamingo then grabs his gun, doesn't waste a second, and pops Law with a swiftness. So everybody's shocked. Then he cocks his gun again and is like, "I'm about to send you to the same place I sent my father."
A few moments later.
Now this man Doflamingo did this man Bellamy horrendous. First he sends the zesty dude Dellinger to assassinate Bellamy, and this man sends Bellamy hacking off rip. And Bellamy isn't convinced that Doflamingo would kill him, so he starts trying to throw some punches, and this man Dellinger said he's gonna go for the double trouble and proceeds to violate this man physically and emotionally, and Dellinger starts beating the brakes off of Bellamy. So Bellamy uses his powers to escape. Then Dellinger hits an instant transmission and pops this man. And it's at this point I'm pressing F on my keyboard to pay respects. So Dellinger raises his heel and is about to end this man until Bart uses his barrier and saves Bellamy.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for.
And Dellinger is offended and starts kicking the barrier relentlessly, until he gets a phone call telling him he has another order. And Bellamy's like, damn, another order. So Doflamingo did order that goofy dude to come kill me. Dellinger is pissed and he says some disrespectful ass shit. He says, "I'm gonna kick the life out of Bellamy." Like, oh nah, bro is a certified op after saying that. So once he gives up after he can't kick through the barriers, he storms off. And with the way Dellinger walked away, I can say Bellamy is down horrendous after dying to a man in heels. So later, Luffy finds Bellamy and Bart and is going to the castle to go fight Doflamingo. And Bellamy's all like, "You can't ask me to betray my boss." Bro, did you forget this man sent an assassin in heels to come kill you? So Bellamy pulls up to Doflamingo and is like, "Is it true that you tried to kill me?" Then Bellamy says, "Isn't there any hope for me?" Then Doflamingo says some disrespectful shit and says, "Don't make me say it straight."
Emotional damage!
Then he says, "Your purpose was to be a pirate, mine was to destroy the world." And it's at this point Bellamy knew it was GG no re. So sometime later, Luffy and Law make their way up there and see this man Bellamy slump. Then Doflamingo has his leg on this man's torso, and it's like, this dingus came back all this way just to get killed by me. Then starts crushing this man's spirit as he starts recounting all his failures. So he picks this man's head up, and damn, they beat the brakes off of this man again. Then to salt the wound, Doflamingo's like, "No matter how far you go, you're just a cheap thug." And Luffy's a real one, cause he was like, "Nah, Bellamy's changed." And after suffering all this emotional and physical abuse, Bellamy's like, just kill me already. So this makes Doflamingo start laughing, and Luffy throws out a kick, and bro, Doflamingo grabs Bellamy's face and uses it to block Luffy's kick. Nah, bro, when I told you this man was evil, I meant it. I meant evil. There is no redemption arc for Doflamingo. Doflamingo starts using his powers to control Bellamy's body to make him attack Luffy. Like, damn, hasn't this man been through enough? And Law's like, you need to knock him out. And Bellamy agrees, like, you need to knock me out. And Luffy, being a real one, is like, I can't knock you out because you're my friend, which makes this man Bellamy start crying. So once Bellamy and Luffy start running the ones, Bellamy decides to fight Luffy seriously so Luffy can knock him out. Bro, when I say this is one of the most tragic fights I've ever seen, and as Bellamy's approaching, he says, thanks for saying I'm your friend, and then Luffy knocks this man out again.
Would you get out of here?
I feel like Luffy's heart wasn't super invested in beating Doflamingo until this moment, because this man gets pissed and starts screaming Doflamingo's name. So you already know he's getting back up to run that fade.